vast majority of the work that we're doing at the moment is EU exit related. It's certainty. The last few years we've been very reliant as an industry on quick fixes and patch-ups for things that have just been sprung on us at short notice. I would say what we're really experiencing now is the pulling apart of divergence, and we're really starting to feel that at the moment. So from AIC businesses' perspective, which are pre-farm supply chain but also post-farm supply chain in the case of grain merchants, is that all these businesses are having to work out themselves with the likes of ourselves and other trade bodies as to what this divergence means, because we're effectively having to try and work that way through. So whether that's a divergence in policy, for example, we're diverging in areas such as precision breeding in England, which I know creates internal market challenges as well, but also carbon border adjustment mechanism, farm policies, support. These are all now starting to pull through, which is also the internal market of the UK. Northern Ireland, we haven't mentioned yet, is a huge part of a lot of, certainly AIC Scotland members' export business. That's been curtailed massively, particularly in animal feeds, for example, seed as well. The vast majority, if not all, AIC Scotland member businesses are almost certainly trading within other parts of the UK. And so that monitoring work is, for us, is at least the starting point, because at the moment, we haven't measured anything. We have no idea as to the total divergence that's taking place. It's us in business that are having to do that. And so it does need to be coordinated, and that's the very starting point we need.
Do you see any positive changes happening?
Things have improved, but that's largely as a result of the attitude of businesses to try and resolve the problems that they've been faced with. At an operational level, with civil servants or agency staff, they understand it, but I think there's such a lack of resource as well that's necessary, given we're effectively replicating a lot of the functions of what was once the European Commission and its agencies, that there's a focus on just doing what can be done now in the here and now, rather than taking a step back and looking at the wider picture of how can we really put something across all sectors, all agencies, work together and actually come up with a fundamental approach, which is why we would really support a veterinary agreement with the EU to be prioritised.
I'm just wondering whether you think we're quite far away from striking a veterinary agreement, or
having a discussion and having an agreement like that will not happen quickly. And I think it is still possible to have your own operating model to the rest of the world, but still have a separate veterinary agreement with the EU, which is our biggest trading customer from an agricultural goods perspective.